Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Didsbury Art Studio and I'm Sally. And in today's video we're going to get straight into embellishing the fascinator hats that I did last week. And I'm going to be using feathers, I'm going to be curling them, and I'm going to be making a bird cage tail. So shall we get into it? First of all, I've stuck these down and now I've got an arrangement of different things that I can use. So I've got a couple of feathers which I'm literally just going to try by poking them into an area just to see what it looks like. Slightly different colour. A bit more stiff. So I'm just popping that into the felt flower and not sure. Trying out the group of feathers there. Again, too much. So now I'm just going to try out just a single feather. So although I like these colours, I quite like the pink actually. I'm not keen on the white with it, so just wanted to see. That's too much. Wrong colour. Want some leftover crin here. So what does that look like? Not much. I'm just gonna ruffle it a little bit there. Again, not keen. Let's try it with these pink feathers. In fact, let's just cut a little arrow shape with the feather and see what that looks like. Quite nice. And you just get the feathers and cut those out. So I'm just going to add some more feathers to this. I think sometimes you need to get quite a group of the feathers to make it work a little bit. So hopefully I've done that here. This is the next one that we're going to do, and I'm going to be using this quill here to heat up and curl. So what you do is you just trap the end of the quill at the side here of your curling tongue and just start taking the quill around the hot curling tongue, taking care not to allow it to break. So I'm literally just taking my time with that. I'll take it further down like that. And then whilst it's hot, you can manipulate it a little bit more. How you want it to go. And if you want it a bit more, you just pop it back on. Take it again. what you do next is you decide whereabouts you want your piece to be positioned. So then I just need to make a hole where I want it to go. And then you just put your needle through. So there's a hole. And then you're just going to pull that through and position it back in the place you want it to go. So for me, it's about there. Then I'm just going to sew through the actual fascinator base. And just a couple of times around with your thread. And I've cut off the extra bit of the quill there, and I'm just going to use a felt tip just to make sure that end bit has got a colour with it. And I'm also going to use some of this cinnamon, and I've just wrapped it around a drumstick and I'm just thinking that would be quite nice just over the top of that raw edge. And then I've just found this feather which has got some nice little crystals there, and I think it would just finish off covering and disguising this little raw edge, and I think it just adds a little bit of height and softness to the piece, so I'm just going to glue that down. So I've got these beautiful feathers here, and I'm just manoeuvring them around the fascinator base to see where it looks best. I do like that area. Looks good from the front and the side. I'm trying it out on the side there, and I don't think that works. It's just a little bit too much. Trying again. Still not right. And is it right at the back there underneath the leaves? Do you know what? That doesn't look too bad, but there's a big gaping gap there. Maybe if I push the feathers forwards a little bit, it might help. Quite like it on the side there. Where is the best fit? That's what I'm wondering. 360 degrees. So I've finally just put the feathers down through the middle of these leaves here, and I've actually put the fascinator on the other side just because I like the front and then the way that the leaves go back like that. So I think that fills in the gap really nicely. So what we're going to do with these next feathers is I'm literally going to take that off, and like we did with the quills, like that, you've got a little twisty feather, which I think I'm going to add onto here. And you just want to go around one side of the feather so that it will, the warmth of the curling tongs will heat it up somewhat. So just stick to one side, and then the other side should be really splayed out like that. really lovely. I've done 1, 2, 3, 4. And then did do another quill and twisted it around. I'm just wondering whether that would go quite nicely with the rest of it. I think it would. Like that. Nice nooch. So I've just glued down and stitched down the quill there at the side, and I'm just looking at using these little flowers, these artificial flowers that I got from a hydrangea that I had. I think they might be nice. At the front there. Works quite nicely. I think that's done. Just show you what else you can do with feathers. This one, it's got some really strong structured feathers on it. I twisted them around and then I've added beads, and then I've covered the base with some lace fabric. And then this one, I've used some peacock feathers. There's a big bunch of them, and then I sewed those down, and then I've added a really nice vintage brooch. So I've got some veil fabric here and I'm measuring across it. It's 9 inches and it's also 22 inches where I want to cut it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop and create a sort of curve around both sides. I've kind of come in about 2 inches there-ish. And then what I'm going to do is cut in some V's to get rid of excess veil fabric. What I'm going to do now is sew all the way around the curves and stop at the bottom there. So threaded up my needle and matched up the colour with my veiling. And then just gather the thread and pull the veil, and this is called a birdcage veil, like so. So there's that one. I just put a little flower here and the feather there and the veil. Just thought I'd show you that these are some of the students' work that come here on a Saturday, and we are doing quite a bit of smocking. This one over there. So very happy with those. So these are the fascinators finished. Hope you like them. I feel like they're a little bit more fuller. There's a little bit more interest going on. I've tried to put them on the mannequin heads in the way that I would wear them, and you'd have to either put these on an Alice band or you could sew a comb underneath the fascinator. Thank you so much for watching today, and if you enjoyed it, do give me a big thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Do let me know in the comments which one your favourite one was. I think mine was maybe this one. I do like this one.